Hello friends, welcome to my kitchen. Add 2 tablespoons of olive oil to a bowl. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Friends, I'd be so happy to hear where you're from. Let me know your city, country, and if you're in the US, your state too. Now take a lemon and cut it in half. As the knife moves through the lemon, that bright citrus aroma instantly wakes everything up. Squeeze the juice from 1/2. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking it. It's a simple way to show your support. Add it to the bowl. Then add 1 teaspoon of mustard, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Now slowly whisk everything together until the marinade becomes smooth and glossy. Watching the spices dissolve into the oil and lemon juice always feels strangely satisfying. Simple ingredients slowly becoming something rich and flavorful together. Now, take 2 chicken breasts. Slice the chicken into thin strips just like in the video. Let the knife move through the meat in long, smooth cuts, keeping the pieces even so they cook gently and stay juicy. There's something calming about this rhythm too. The kind of quiet kitchen moment where everything slows down for a little while. Chicken breast is rich in lean protein, making the dish nourishing and satisfying without feeling too heavy. Place the chicken into the marinade. Now slowly mix everything together, gently pressing the spices into every strip. That simple motion, turning, folding, coating, always feels grounding somehow. Cover the bowl with plastic wrap and place it into the refrigerator for 30 minutes. Now slice 5 potatoes. As the blade moves through them, those thin, even slices slowly gather into neat layers, almost like building something carefully piece by piece. Potatoes are rich in potassium and provide steady energy, which is why they've always felt so comforting and reliable on the dinner table. Transfer the potatoes into a bowl. Drizzle with 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. Now grate 1 ounce or 30 grams of Parmesan cheese. As the cheese falls in light shreds, that sharp, savory aroma instantly deepens everything. Parmesan is rich in calcium and protein while adding that salty depth that makes roasted potatoes feel extra satisfying. Add it to the bowl. Now gently mix everything together. Watching all those slices slowly become coated in seasoning, and cheese always feels comforting somehow. The kind of simple kitchen process that quietly turns basic ingredients into something special. Now take the chicken out of the refrigerator. Heat a frying pan over medium heat. Cook the chicken slowly on both sides until lightly golden. That steady sizzling sound always feels comforting, like the kind of dinner everyone will quietly start waiting for. Now, take the potatoes out of the oven. The edges are already crisp and beautifully golden. Place the cooked chicken directly over the potatoes. Now, cut 6 strips of bacon into small pieces. As the knife moves through it, you already know that deep smoky aroma is about to fill the whole kitchen. Rich, savory, and impossible to ignore. Add the bacon to a frying pan and cook over medium heat until crispy. Now slice 9 small mushrooms into thin, even pieces. Let the knife move gently through them, keeping the slices delicate so they soften beautifully later. At first, their scent is quiet and almost hidden, but little by little, that deep earthy aroma begins to rise. Warm, savory, and comforting, like the beginning of a dish that needs time to become truly rich. Mushrooms are full of B vitamins and minerals that support energy, while adding that homemade depth every cozy recipe seems to need. Add the sliced mushrooms in and let them become part of the base. Finely chop 1 white onion into small, even pieces. Let the knife move through those crisp layers until the onion is ready to melt into the pan. At first, the scent is sharp and fresh, but as soon as it meets the warm mushrooms and bacon, it begins to soften into something sweet, golden, and deeply comforting. That familiar smell that always made it feel like dinner was almost ready. Add the onion to the pan and stir it gently through the mushrooms and bacon. Take 2 cloves of garlic and grate them on a mini grater until they become soft, fragrant, and almost paste-like. Garlic has long been valued for supporting immunity and heart health, but here it also brings that final layer of flavor that makes everything taste fuller. Add it into the pan and cook everything together for another 2 to 3 minutes, stirring slowly as the bacon, mushrooms, onion, and garlics turn into one rich, fragrant base. Remove everything from the heat. Spread the mushroom mixture over the chicken. Now, into the same frying pan, pour 2/3 cup or 150 milliliters of chicken broth. Add a few sprigs of fresh thyme. Bring everything to a gentle boil while slowly stirring the bottom of the pan. Lower the heat and pour in 3/4 cup or 200 milliliters of cream. Add 2 tablespoons of flour. One teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Now, slowly stir everything together until the sauce becomes silky and slightly thickened. Watching the sauce smooth out little by little always feels strangely comforting. Rich cream slowly turning into something warm and velvety. Pour the creamy sauce evenly over the casserole. Now, grate the cheese on a coarse grater. As it falls into soft, delicate shreds, it already promises that golden melted layer everyone waits for. The part that makes a casserole feel truly finished. Sprinkle the grated cheese evenly over the top of the casserole. Covering the surface from edge to edge. Bake at 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. Now, slice 1 green bell pepper into thin strips. Let the knife move through it in clean, crisp cuts, leaving bright green pieces on the board. That fresh color instantly wakes up the whole salad, lively, crunchy, and full of energy. Green bell pepper is rich in vitamin C, supporting immunity while adding a light natural sweetness and a fresh bite. Add the strips into the bowl. Now slice 6 mini cucumbers into thin rounds. As the knife cuts through them, you can almost feel that cool, watery crunch before even tasting them. Cucumbers bring that clean, refreshing contrast every warm, creamy dish needs, light, crisp, and cooling. Transfer the cucumber slices into the bowl with the pepper. Cut 10 to 12 cherry tomatoes in half. As they open, the juice begins to shine, and that soft, sweet garden aroma comes through right away. There is something beautifully familiar about tomatoes in a simple salad, like those homemade dinners where something fresh was always placed next to something warm from the oven. Add the tomato halves into the bowl. Finely chop one bunch of parsley. Let the knife move through the leaves until they turn into small, bright green pieces, releasing that clean, fresh aroma with every cut. Sprinkle it into the bowl. Now finely chop one sprig of green onion. As the knife cuts through those crisp green stems, a gentle fresh sharpness appears. Soft, lively, and not too strong. Green onion gives the salad a brighter flavor and keeps every bite feeling fresh. Add it to the bowl. Add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Season with 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Gently toss the salad together. That slow lifting and turning motion always feels alive somehow. Like all the fresh ingredients are finally becoming one complete dish. Now take the casserole out of the oven. The cheese is bubbling gently, golden around the edges, and the aroma is impossible to ignore. Place a generous portion onto a plate. The potatoes are crisp around the edges and soft underneath. The chicken is juicy and full of smoky flavor. The mushrooms and bacon add richness and depth, and the creamy sauce ties everything together beautifully. Thank you so much for cooking with me today, but don't go just yet. There's another cozy and tasty recipe I'd love to share with you. Crack 2 eggs into a small bowl. Whisk them thoroughly until the yolks and whites blend into one smooth, golden mixture. That steady circular motion feels simple and calming. One of those quiet kitchen steps that slowly brings the whole recipe together. Now heat a deep frying pan and add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Place 1 pound or 450 grams of ground chicken into the pan. Break it apart with a spatula into small pieces. Take your time here. That slow stirring and crumbling process always feels familiar, like watching dinner come together one simple step at a time. Friends, I'd be so happy to hear where you're from. Let me know your city, country, and if you're in the US, your state too. Finely chop 1 white onion into small, even pieces. Once the layers open, that sharp, fresh aroma appears right away. Bold at first, then ready to turn soft, sweet, and comforting as it cooks. Onions are rich in antioxidants and help create the deep homemade flavor that makes even simple dishes feel fuller and more memorable. If something is unclear in the recipe, just leave a comment, and I'll answer as soon as possible. Add the onion to the chicken and stir well, letting it spread evenly through the mixture. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking it. It's a simple way to show your support. Now finely chop 2 cloves of garlic. Press the cloves gently until they break down into small, fragrant pieces, releasing that rich, savory aroma almost instantly. Garlic has long been valued for supporting immunity and heart health, but in this dish, it also brings warmth, depth, and that unmistakable homemade flavor that makes everything taste fuller. Friends, for more content like this, make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss any new recipes. Add it to the pan and mix everything together, letting the garlic blend into the chicken and onion. Next, cut 5 large potatoes into small pieces. Keep them fairly even, so they cook at the same time and become soft without falling apart too quickly. Once the potatoes open, that clean, earthy scent appears right away. Simple, familiar, and comforting, like the kind of meals that always found their place on family tables growing up. Potatoes are rich in potassium and provide long-lasting energy, while adding that soft, hearty texture that makes every bite feel warm and satisfying. Transfer the potatoes into a pot. Cover them completely with water. Add 1 tablespoon of salt and stir. Cover with a lid and cook for about 20 minutes until completely tender. Meanwhile, grate 1 carrot on a coarse grater. Let the bright orange strands fall onto the board, light and delicate, instantly bringing color and warmth to the recipe. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, which supports healthy vision and skin. And they also add a gentle, natural sweetness that balances the savory chicken beautifully. Add the grated carrot to the chicken mixture and continue cooking. Now dice 1 zucchini into small cubes. Keep the pieces even so they soften at the same pace and blend smoothly into the filling. Zucchini has a light, delicate flavor and brings moisture without making the dish feel heavy, helping the whole mixture stay tender, fresh, and balanced. Add the zucchini to the pan and stir everything together. Finely chop one bunch of fresh parsley. Let the leaves gather into small green pieces as that clean herbal aroma opens up right away. Fresh, lively, and bright. Parsley is rich in vitamins A and C and helps bring freshness to richer ingredients, making the filling taste lighter and more complete. Add the parsley to the filling and mix everything thoroughly, letting the herbs spread through the warm chicken and vegetables. Now check the potatoes with a fork. If it slides through easily, they're ready. Season the meat mixture with 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and 1 teaspoon of dried herb seasoning. Stir everything together carefully. As the spices coat the meat and vegetables, the aroma becomes deeper, warmer, and more inviting. Drain the potatoes and transfer them into a large bowl. Mash them until smooth. That steady mashing motion always brings back memories of standing near the stove as a child, hoping for the first warm spoonful before dinner was even served. Now pour in the whisked eggs. Fold them into the potatoes slowly, then mash and mix again until everything becomes evenly combined. The eggs help bind the mixture, making it softer, smoother, and ready to hold its shape. Add 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Stir thoroughly, pressing and folding the mixture until it turns into a smooth potato dough. Little by little, the texture changes from loose and creamy to soft, flexible, and easy to shape. The kind of dough that feels simple, homemade, and ready for the filling. Finely chop 1 bunch of green onions into thin rings. As the crisp green pieces gather on the board, their fresh, gentle sharpness instantly brings life to the filling. Green onions add brightness, color, and a soft, savory bite that balances the warm meat and vegetables beautifully. Add them to the meat mixture and stir everything together one last time, letting that fresh green flavor spread through the filling. Remove the pan from the heat. Now wet your hands with a little water. Take a portion of the potato dough and flatten it into a disc right in your palm, just like in the video. The dough should feel soft, warm, and flexible, almost like something between mashed potatoes and homemade pastry. Place several spoonfuls of the filling into the center. Try to keep it gathered in the middle so the edges stay clean and easy to seal. Then add a little more potato dough on top and carefully close everything inside, pressing the edges together gently until the filling is completely covered. Shape it into one large, smooth ball, turning it between your hands until it looks even and firm. Repeat the process until you have 4 large stuffed potato balls. There is something especially satisfying about this step. Simple potatoes, warm filling, and a little patience turning into something generous, impressive, and completely handmade. Next, grease a baking dish with a little vegetable oil. Spread it evenly using a brush. Carefully place all the stuffed potato balls into the dish. Now heat a frying pan and add about 1/6 stick, or 20 grams of butter. Let it melt slowly. That buttery aroma instantly makes the kitchen feel warmer. Finely chop one more white onion. Add it to the butter and cook until golden. As it softens, it develops that sweet homemade aroma that always seems to signal that something special is on the way. Finely chop 2 more cloves of garlic. Add them to the onions. Stir and cook until fragrant and lightly golden. Now, finely chop 5 mushrooms. As the knife moves through them, that earthy aroma begins to appear. Subtle at first, then deeper and richer. Mushrooms are rich in B vitamins and minerals, while adding incredible savory depth. Add them to the pan and stir well. Pour in 3/4 cup or 200 milliliters of heavy cream. Stir gently. The sauce immediately begins to look richer and silkier. Let it simmer slowly for a few minutes. Now grate 3.5 ounces or 100 grams of Emmental cheese. As the soft shreds fall onto the board, you can already imagine how creamy the sauce will become. Add half of the grated cheese to the sauce. Stir slowly until completely melted. Watching the cheese disappear into the cream always feels satisfying, the sauce becoming thicker, smoother, and more luxurious with every turn. Remove the sauce from the heat and pour it evenly over the potato balls. Bake at 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. Meanwhile, place 2 handfuls of arugula into a large bowl. Cut 5 ounces or 150 grams of cherry tomatoes in half. Let the halves stay juicy and bright, so they bring little bursts of freshness to the salad. Once they open, their sweet juice begins to shine, and that fresh garden aroma instantly lifts the whole bowl. Light, summery, and full of color. Add the tomatoes to the arugula. Slice 1 fresh cucumber into thin rounds. The pieces should be crisp and delicate, bringing that cool, clean crunch that makes every bite feel lighter. Cucumber adds freshness, hydration, and a refreshing balance beside the peppery arugula and sweet tomatoes. Add the cucumber slices to the bowl. Thinly slice 1/2 red onion into delicate half rings. Keep them light and fine, so they bring flavor without overpowering the salad. Red onion adds a gentle sharpness, a little depth, and that fresh, savory bite that makes the vegetables taste brighter and more complete. Add the onion to the bowl with the vegetables. Drizzle over 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. 1 teaspoon of salt. And 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Now gently toss everything together. That lifting and folding motion always feels alive somehow, like all the ingredients are finally becoming one complete dish. Remove the potato balls from the oven. Sprinkle the remaining half of the grated Emmental cheese over the top. Return the dish to the oven for another 10 minutes until the cheese melts into a beautiful golden crust. Now, take the finished dish out of the oven. The cheese is bubbling gently, the sauce is rich and creamy, and the aroma is impossible to ignore. Place 1 to 2 stuffed potato balls onto a plate. Add a serving of the fresh arugula salad alongside. The potato shell is soft and tender, the filling is juicy and full of flavor, the mushroom sauce is rich and velvety, and the fresh salad brings the perfect balance. It's one of those meals that feels warm, generous, and made to be shared slowly together. I hope this recipe brings warmth, comfort, and good memories into your home. Thank you for cooking with me today. But don't go just yet. There's another cozy and tasty recipe I'd love to share with you. Begin with a bowl of ground beef, 1.5 pounds, or about 700 grams. Add 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of oregano, and 2 teaspoons of rosemary. Then crack in 1 egg to help bind everything together. Next, add 1 cup or 125 grams of oatmeal to a blender. Blend it until it becomes a fine flour. Oats are a lovely way to add a wholesome touch here, and they also help with digestion and heart health. Transfer the oat flour to a bowl, then pour in half a cup or 120 milliliters of warm cream. Stir until the mixture turns smooth and creamy. Friends, I'd be so happy to hear where you're from. Let me know your city, country, and if you're in the US, your state too. After that, add it to the bowl with the beef. This will help keep the meat tender, juicy, and soft. Next, finely chop 1 onion. Onions have always been at the heart of our family kitchen. No matter what dish my mother was making, she always began by chopping an onion. She used to say it gave the food its soul. And she was right. Onions bring not only sweetness and warmth, but are also rich in antioxidants that support the heart and strengthen the immune system. I can still remember the smell of onions gently sizzling in the pan, filling the whole house with that cozy aroma. The very first sign that a comforting meal was on its way. Now, pour a little olive oil into a frying pan. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking it. It's a simple way to show your support. Sauté the onion gently over medium heat for 3 to 4 minutes, just until it softens and turns golden. While it cooks, grate 2 garlic cloves on a mini grater. Garlic adds that rich, unmistakable aroma, and it's one of nature's best immune boosters. It helps the body fight off colds, supports heart health, and has been treasured in kitchens for centuries. I always smile when I grate garlic. Its scent instantly fills the air and makes everything feel warmer and cozier. Add it to the pan and fry for another 2 to 3 minutes. Friends, for more content like this, make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss any new recipes. Transfer this fragrant mixture into the bowl with the ground beef. Next, slice 4 to 6 potatoes into very thin circles. There's something timeless about potatoes. They've been at the heart of family dinners for generations, humble, hearty, and full of goodness. Rich in potassium, they give us strength while wrapping us in that cozy feeling of home. Next, grease a baking dish with a little olive oil and then carefully arrange the potato slices in a spiral pattern along the bottom. I always enjoy this step. It feels almost like decorating, and it makes the dish look as beautiful as it tastes. Now return to the bowl with your ground beef. Mix it thoroughly with a spoon, or even better, with your hands. There's something about mixing meat by hand that feels so honest and traditional, the way generations before us always did. Next, shape the beef into even-sized meatballs, rolling them gently between your palms. Place the meatballs on top of the potato layer, like little jewels on a golden base. As they bake, the savory meat juices will soak right into the potatoes, making them incredibly tender and flavorful. Now, for the sauce, add 4 ounces or 120 grams of Greek yogurt into a small bowl. Season with 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Finally chop a bunch of fresh parsley. These bright greens are packed with vitamins and make me think of warm afternoons, picking fresh herbs. Stir the parsley into the yogurt. Pour in half a cup of water. Mix until smooth. Pour the sauce evenly over the meatballs and potatoes. Place the dish into the oven. Bake at 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for 40 minutes. Meanwhile, let's make a fresh salad. Place a few handfuls of mixed salad greens into a large bowl. Finely chop 1 bell pepper. The sweet crunch of peppers adds a wonderful brightness to the dish. There is simply nothing like the taste of a fresh pepper to wake up a recipe. Add it to the bowl. Next, slice 3 to 4 mini cucumbers into rings. These crisp vegetables provide a refreshing bite that perfectly balances our rich meal. They add a cool, clean flavor that everyone always enjoys. Toss them in. Then, cut 5 to 6 cherry tomatoes in half. Their vibrant color and sweetness brighten up the entire plate. Eating them takes me right back to picking warm tomatoes off the vine in our family garden. toss them into the mix. Cut one avocado in half and dice it into cubes. Avocados are full of healthy fats and essential vitamins, making our salad both nourishing and creamy. This rich texture elevates a simple bowl of greens into something truly special. Add the avocado to the bowl. Now, remove the baking dish from the oven. Grate 7 ounces or 200 grams of cheddar cheese. There is nothing quite like the sight of melting cheese to bring everyone running to the kitchen. It creates a beautiful layer that traps all those wonderful flavors underneath. Sprinkle the cheese generously over the top. Return the dish to the oven for another 20 minutes until perfectly golden. Next, whisk the dressing together. In a small bowl, combine 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of mustard, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Mix everything until smooth. Pour the fragrant dressing over the salad and toss gently. Finally, take the meatballs and potatoes out of the oven. Finely chop a few stalks of fresh green onions. I love adding this final layer because the mild onion flavor cuts through the richness of the cheese perfectly. It's like a breath of spring right on top of your warm dinner. Sprinkle them over the top to provide a pop of color and a fresh finish to the savory dish. Now, it is time to serve. Place a few juicy meatballs right on top. Scoop a generous portion of the tender potatoes onto a plate. Add a bright serving of the crisp salad on the side. This comforting meal is perfectly balanced, featuring savory meat, creamy potatoes, and refreshing vegetables. Thank you for cooking with me today.